And here to help us raise awareness of this issue is David Prescott, psychologist from Northern Light Acadia Hospital. Domestic violence is more than just physical or sexual abuse. So can you try and explain to us what exactly it is and what behaviors might be included?
Sure, that's a great question. While certainly, physical violence or sexual against somebody is part of it, what we really look for in assessing whether we consider a situation as domestic violence is one person trying to take power and control over another person. So to not just influence, but control their behavior. Now that can happen through violence, through physical or sexual violence, but it can also occur by threatening them, limiting their access to when they go, demanding that they be available to talk anytime. So what you're really trying to look for, and the definition of domestic violence is somebody in putting power and control over another person.
So if maybe we suspect someone is a victim of domestic abuse, what kinds of things should we look out for?
Yeah, it's going to vary a little bit depending on the setting that you interact with the person. In healthcare, a lot of times we look for unexplained bruises or injuries or medical problems that people will be very vague about the cause of that, accidents or so on. If it's a coworker, a lot of times what you see is unexpected absences or maybe a sudden need to rush and take a phone call, or perhaps after a phone call they look unduly upset or something like that. Sometimes in the mental health world, we see people with severe depression or anxiety that sometimes, if they're not telling you about their situation, doesn't have a readily identifiable cause. So a lot of it's that unexplained stuff that just doesn't quite add up, or emotional distress that you're having a real hard time figuring out what's the cause of that.
And I would imagine trying to get help can be difficult for victims. So what kinds of things can they, or maybe someone they know, do to help get them into a safer situation?
Yeah, this can be really, really frustrating because if we care about somebody, often the first thing we want to do is get them out of there and maybe force them to get out of there. And sometimes that's just not the best idea. So it sounds simple, but listening first, what's their situation, how are they doing, can just help people feel, we call it validated, right? A lot of times if you're in an abusive situation, you start to think that maybe you're crazy, that what you think is going on really isn't going on. The second thing is you want to help the person form a plan to if they want to get out. Some of the domestic violence resources, the hotlines and stuff you can call, are really good at helping you form a plan. So help a person form a plan, have them rehearse it, right? When you start to put the plan into place, you're really, really anxious. So you want to know it really backwards and forwards. Sometimes you can serve a role, giving a person a ride, taking care of pets, or maybe having a little bit of cash to help them out with. A lot of times, abusers use economic power. They won't let you have any money, and it makes it really hard to leave even for a few days.
And so if someone has made the decision to leave and taken that very brave step, what are the kinds of symptoms that might require ongoing management, and what kind of treatment might that involve?
Yeah, we try to be really sensitive to this in the mental health world. It's really, really common for you to have symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder after you get out of an abusive relationship, or pretty severe depression or anxiety. It's hard to hear, but a lot of times, even when people leave, they feel like they've done something terribly wrong and they get depressed. So we pick up on that in the mental health world. Counseling usually takes longer than people want it to. You don't feel better right away, but getting out and getting help, it's a huge first step and on the way to recovering from those situations.
And finally, if somebody is looking for help today, what kind of support is available to them?
Yeah, Maine has a really good domestic violence help and resource system. So I think we're going to put up on the screen some numbers that you can call. Those are really, really good resources. A lot of them have people that are there 24 hours a day. And the folks on the other end, they've been through training about how to help, how to listen. They really do know what's the best course of action in these situations. So I would encourage you to reach out to that number and just have a conversation. It doesn't mean that you're going to be leaving now. It means you're going to start thinking about how that might take place.
All right, Dr. Prescott, thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time to speak with us today. Such an important issue. And again, thank you so much for your insight.
You're very welcome. Thanks for doing the topic.
Absolutely. And you mentioned some information. If you or someone you know needs help, you can call the Maine Coalition to End Domestic Violence. That number is at the bottom of your screen right now. We'll also list additional resources on our website at WMTW.com.